Hello, hello, hello. Marietta back with another video. Y'all know I was talking to some friends today and we were talking about families coming together and we were talking about moving other people into your home. And as we talked about this moving people into your home, it's easy for her to move people into her home because of the fact that she's had her home for over 20 years. It's hers. She has been living there for quite a while, and she knows her neighbors quite well, and she knows the people that she's moving in because they go to her church and things of that nature. And then we were also talking about what it is for people to come together, and I was explaining that sometimes it's not that simple. It's not that simple because some people don't want to be honest and they don't want to do the work and do what it takes to actually put these families together and actually bring them back together, whether it be a conversation that y'all may have had years ago that y'all fighting amongst the family or whatever it may be, or something as simple as you connecting with your landlord and letting your landlord know that you expect to move these people in. Now, this is a big problem that we're having from what I'm hearing. People feel as though that just because of the fact that they are renting. Now, if you are a renter, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Be ready to type in the comments. Let's have this conversation. If you are a renter, I feel as though it's no more than right for you to connect with your landlord before you start putting people into this home. Before you start bringing your family in, before you start bringing friends in, before you start renting a room out of this house. I mean, the house does not belong to you. Let's just call a thing a thing. The house does not belong to you. It is not yours to be able to do what you want to do with. You don't have the right just because you're paying rent. From my understanding, y'all type it in the comments. Don't come for me. I'm just a messenger. You do not have the authority to put people in every room in that house, start charging them rent as if you own the place when you have signed a lease agreement. If that lease agreement states A, B, C, and D, you have to follow A, B, C, and D. Now, if you moved in that house and you told this landlord that you were only going to put 2 people in this house, that's all they expect to be there. If you plan on moving family members in, I think that's a conversation that should be discussed. If you plan on moving family members in, the landlord has a right to know who's going to be in their unit, how many people are going to be living there. You can't just take a 3-bedroom unit and you put 5, 10 people in this unit and then expect the landlord to be able to be okay with that. And he watch his unit get tore down, watch his unit go down, watch his unit get destroyed. Now, I'm not saying that everybody that moves into units destroy homes, or if there's a lot of people there that the house has to be destroyed, because there are a lot of families that are responsible and respectful. But to be responsible and be respectful also means you should be able to speak to your landlord, let your landlord know what's happening. Maybe they even may have another dwelling that they may want to put some of your family in, but your family got to be prepared to realize that you moving in with them is not a free ride. I know you want to help, but it's hard to help when that dwelling does not belong to you. I might even want to go further to say, and y'all type it in the comments, if and so you even give birth to a brand new baby, that baby then needs to be added onto the lease. Because somebody asked me, does the landlord have a right to tell me when I can have another child? No, they don't have the right to tell you. But what they do have a right to tell you is how many people can live in that unit. And if and so it's on the lease that you're only supposed to have 3 people, adding a child is another person. Now, from what my understanding is, they may be able to charge you another fee. They may be able to charge you a fee for that next person coming in. Y'all type in the comments and see if that is a thing, because I don't know. I really don't know. I was just giving what my thought was as I'm giving my thought now. But if and so you are a landlord, and if there is someone that is living in your unit and you feel as though that having a baby is considered another person and they should pay extra for that person being in that home, or do you have the right to not renew their lease because of the fact that they brought a baby into the unit? I mean, a lot of people don't understand this, and y'all got to realize you got a lot of young people that have had babies just to stay in their units and then stay in the homes that they in now, whether it be Section 8 or whether it be other places, but they did not connect with the landlord. They did not connect with and I think I remember, even in Section 8 housing, when you have a baby, that baby got to be reported. That baby goes on the lease as part of the family. Now, does it operate the same in residential housing? Y'all type it in the comments and let me know what is the law, the criteria for today, so we can help some of these young people as they begin to transition, as they begin to move out of where they are and trying to rent other places, so that they will have some rules and regulations about what having a child means. And does that child have to go on the lease? Is that landlord obligated to keep you in that unit when they have told you in the rental agreement that you can have A, B, and C, but now here you come with D? Are they allowed to is it wrong for them to not renew your lease at that time? Those are good, valid questions, but unfortunately, there are questions that I could not answer. But I do feel as though that this is a safe place, it's a safe platform for us to throw things out there. Because when we start talking about people coming together and families coming together, you may find a lot of this going on, where you may find units that may become overcrowded due to the fact of the cost of living and the fact that people cannot rent things on their own, and having 2 and 3. You got to have 2 and 3 amounts of the rent, or you got to have the rent, the security deposit, first month, last month. That's a lot of money to come up with. And a lot of people are bringing their families together, but can you bring them together in a rental without the landlord being responsible? Being able to know, can you do that without letting your landlord know that you have integrated your family into the home due to the fact that they have nowhere to go? Because a lot of this, unfortunately, is getting ready to happen. It's getting ready to happen, especially with these kids, or especially with children that are being displaced when Section 8 housing decide to do their transition. Because a lot of people that are living in Section 8 housing, they do work. They still work. They're able-bodied, but yet they may have been there already 2 years. And if these families get displaced, they have to go somewhere. So before they get to a place where they start living 3 or 4 families in a house, is this something that is going to be a problem? Is it something that needs to be talked to with the landlords? Do y'all believe that the landlords are going to be able to adjust to this type of living, or is this going to bring more evictions to the land? Because this is a reason why we do not get to where we need to be, is because of lack of communication, lack of understanding, and lack of knowledge. So in all our getting, we need to get some understanding. So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get understanding right now, that even if they have a baby, because I understand that in some situations, if a person brings in a puppy, and y'all know how people are about their pets. Pets are like family. Pets are like family to a lot of people. Some people, they have rescue dogs, and they have guard dogs, and they have different animals that, whether it be a fish, it could be a goldfish. They really need their comfort pets with them. And I have known situations where landlords have charged extra just for them pets being there. Just for them pets being there, they can charge you an extra fee. And then you might find some that say they don't want no pets in their home. And then you move into the home, and now you're in a situation where you need a rescue pet, or you're in a situation where you need a pet to keep you company. But instead of you connecting with the landlord to tell the landlord that this is what you're doing, you just choose to put that pet in there anyway. And then that pet becomes a problem, because now that pet has to be added to the lease, maybe for an extra $200 fee, or you may be evicted from the place because of you in violation of your lease. So these are things that y'all need to talk about before you start putting extra family members into the home, because right now, this is what we're seeing. We're seeing some of the houses beginning to be integrated with family coming in without being put on the lease, or without talking to the landlords about and so they're able to come in. We understand that you need help. We understand that with the price of living going on today, people cannot afford to really live on their own. They can't afford to go out there and buy nothing. You have to come together, and we do. I firmly believe that families should come together at this time, and you should be able to work together and build together. But you guys still got to do it legal. You still got to come together in a way where it's respected and where the landlords are being respected. And so you do not own your home, and you're moving in with other people that are renting, whether it's an apartment, whether it's in a single family home. It does not matter what you're moving into that is rented by somebody else. They, by law, I don't think can just slide you in there without talking to the landlord, because you are an extra person in the home, and the landlord may or may not want to be compensated for you being there. So that's just my spill on that, and I want y'all to type in the comments. Do you feel that even if a mother gives birth, do you think that she should have to put that child on the lease? Can the landlord not renew her lease because now there's an extra person in the house? Y'all type it in the comments and let me know exactly what the rules and regulations are on this topic, because right now we're seeing a lot of family members coming together. I have spoken to some that are in the house, and they're in the house with family and friends, and they're hiding daily because of the fact that they don't want the landlords to know that they live there. They're moving cars around and all this type of stuff. But it's not Section 8 housing. No, this is regular residential housing. And we already know you got to report whatever you got to report in Section 8 housing, but is it the same? Is there any difference? Is there any difference? Do landlords have a right to know when you move people in and out of that dwelling, when that dwelling has been rented to you? Let's have the conversation. So with that being said, I just want y'all to know that I love y'all. And when we have conversations like this, let's be open-minded. Let's be mindful of the fact that there are people that are actually living this way because they have nowhere else to go. And let's just give the best information that we possibly can. And so you have any questions that you need to ask, please ask them in the comments. And maybe somebody that is more, as they say, more savvy about this situation, because I've never been a landlord. So therefore, landlords, we need y'all to tap in. We need y'all to come in. We need y'all to be able to speak openly and let the people know exactly what the rules and regulations are on that topic. Okay, I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Have a rest of y'all day. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. And if and so you're not subscribed to the channel, please take the minute at this time to subscribe to the channel. We uplift, motivate, and inspire. We talk about any and every conversation respectfully. We want to provide a safe place so that people can come in and they can share their views and they can share their thoughts and their opinions. And that's what we do. And if and so you have not turned your notification bells on, please turn your notification bell on at this time so you will be notified when I drop my next video. Y'all be blessed.